welcome to the VGM Lounge. This is episode number 10, so this is going to be a special one. I am your host, Derek Jones, and I'm here, of course, with two different people. Why don't you introduce yourself, my normal co-host?
The normal co-host is, yet again, me, Matt Holland, and our new extra guest.
He's a good friend of mine.
And this is Dakota Edwards.
So, Matt, this is a pretty sad sounding song. What song is this?
Well, this is Midna's theme, also known as Twilight Princess, from The Legend of Zelda: The Twilight Princess.
Yes, indeed. So then this somber episode, we have our co-host here. We are playing emotional songs. These are the songs that are coming to pivotal parts in the game. You know, they're often very heavy, they're really, really story-driven, they've got somber tones. How else would you describe emotional songs?
Well, I'll say emotional songs, they could be typically they're mostly thought of as, like, a sad song, something bad just happened. But, they could also be songs that, are very, I guess, like, inspiring. So, like a big battle theme kind of thing where, like, you're looking down, you're seeing, like, armies fighting, and it's just like, whoa.
Yeah, pretty much it's going to be really heavy. What about you, Dakota? What comes to your mind when you hear emotional?
When I hear emotional, I think more so any certain event with a soundtrack that ties what's going on with the game, or I guess a movie in the game, or anything along those lines. Yeah. Can make an event more impactful than it was meant to be.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Matt, you are going to start us off here. I played Midna's Lament, of course. That is from The Legend of Zelda, Twilight Princess. That is composed by Toru Minagishi. So why don't you go ahead and pick us a song to start?
All right. Well, actually, the first song that I have for us today actually plays at the beginning of the game. And by the beginning, I do mean the title screen.
Okay. Now, what game are you thinking?
The game I'm thinking is Kingdom Hearts.
Okay. Kingdom Hearts 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or all of the rest. I was thinking one of the songs from Kingdom Hearts 2 myself. What song opens the game?
It's the song Dearly Beloved.
It's a good one. It's a really good one. Who composed this?
Well, you see, the composer was Yoko Shimomura, but it was actually performed by the Vitamin String Quartet.
Wonderful. Let's hear this opening to Kingdom Hearts 2. That's a really good one. Really slow, really gentle. If you've played Kingdom Hearts 1, you definitely already are going to this game with a lot of feelings.
Yeah, which is why I really enjoyed that. This is like what starts the game
Hmm.
is just hearing this song because, like I said, you already went through Kingdom Hearts 1, and you have, you're remembering your feelings from that, and hearing this as like as the gateway is just like, oh crap, what am I in for?
Yeah.
But it also can mean like probably a new beginning for the second game as well. You know, you don't know what you're getting yourself into, but this is gonna
That's a
be
good point.
something.
That's true. Oh, future warning to people listening, since this episode is all about the really big emotional beats of the game, it is very likely to have spoilers on some games. I do want to warn everyone ahead of time. It's very hard to tell you why something's emotional without giving you the context. We will try to avoid it if it's a newer game, but if it's an older game, we might just have to kind of tell you why this particular song carries the emotion it does.
Ooh.
Nope, they know what they're getting into. It's that's it.
Yeah.
There's no sorries from me. If you
Let's-
haven't played it by now, you're slacking.
I really, I mean, the song is really, really simple. Not like simple, but like it uses just the slightest touch of strings and piano, and that's basically all it is. And it's really slow too.
So what you're saying, Derek, is that you consider this song not only simple but clean.
Yes, it is simple and clean. That's good. It's good. I enjoyed that. But I think anyone who's played Kingdom Hearts recognized this little opening because I think they use it in almost every game.
I think at some point I want to say it actually first started in 2. I can't remember if it's in 1.
Yeah, it's been some time since I've played one. But yeah, the song is just it's emotional from the get-go. Even if you have no context, you can hear that the song is melancholy. But it's also it's like weirdly melancholy, but somehow hopeful at the same time.
Yep, and then you get into Bounce-A-Rama.
Yeah, no one wants Bounce-A-Rama.
Sorry, you just, Derek, you reminded me of something funny. I've had a couple friends listen to songs I listen to, some video game music, and a song like this, they would listen to, and be like, wow, that's so pleasant. Like, where's this from? It's like from a video game, and they're like, oh well, okay, and then never want to listen to it again because it's
Yeah.
from a video game.
Yeah, people. That's the whole idea of this
That's
podcast.
closed-minded.
Yes.
That is pretty much the whole idea of this podcast. Is we want to show people that video game music has so much to it. There's just so many different melodies we can get, and the video game composers are all the same as like they're just the work
They're
they do.
true musical composers.
Yeah, that is their job. They are musical composers. They don't just pick a machine and hit beep boop and put it in the game. They actually work really hard on these soundtracks, and that's what we want to show people.
Time for video game level. There we go. That's it. I'm done.
That's it. We're done. But yeah, Dearly Beloved is a really good song, and you played a song from Kingdom Hearts 2, and I myself have a song from Kingdom Hearts 2, so I might as well just get right into that next. The song I picked from Kingdom Hearts 2 is Roxas's theme. This is a song that came recommended by my brother Brandon. He said he's been really feeling the song lately. Now, I said there was going to be some spoilers to kind of explain why this song is as intense, as emotional as it is. Basically, you start the game as Roxas. Without going too much into it, you play him for a few hours, and this song plays as he is more or less dying, as you could call it. Not quite, but
Yeah,
essentially.
pretty much.
This song plays as he is becoming no more. And we're just going to go ahead and get into it, and I'll talk about it afterwards.
I think the correct term would be transcending.
He is transcending, yes.
He is no longer becoming just a nobody.
He sure is somebody now. But this is Kingdom Hearts 2, Roxas' theme by Yoko Shimomura.
Well, Derek, I really enjoyed your choice. It's cool that we both basically picked Kingdom Hearts 2 like right off the bat.
Yeah.
Because basically it's just like, all right, here we go. We're gonna get into this game. Here's dearly beloved. Oh, by the way, here's your guy. See you later. Goodbye. You'll never see him again.
He's gone.
Well, I feel like because he got Roxas has so much of a presence in Kingdom Hearts 2, and that he goes throughout the series later. I feel like his theme should have been in more games too, to be honest.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, you first play the game and you're like, wait, where's my main character from 1? Why am I playing this dude? And as you play through the game, you kind of figure out why. And he definitely has a really big presence throughout the series, but not so much if Kingdom Hearts came out in weird orders. There's a lot of games in between games and games before games. It's really confusing. I don't want to get into the Kingdom Hearts timeline. That's just that would take me hours.
No, don't try.
But suffice it to say, this character's very important, but you don't know why he's important quite yet. And this song doesn't start happening until that's becoming clear. And yeah. This is technically his theme. It's Roxas's theme is the name of the song, and it doesn't really ever play again because this plays as he fills his role, which is kind of to die. It's pretty sad. And I mean, even if you didn't know the context.
Yeah. Basically, he's giving up his life to bring another person back.
Yeah. And just like Dearly Beloved, even if you had no context of what the purpose of the song, you can hear the song is sad. The way those like long held string notes and how everything like goes down as soon as it comes into key. So it's a tearjerker, that's for certain. Especially once you know the reason behind the song.
I'm starting to feel sad now.
Yeah. Get your tissue paper ready, everyone. You will probably be crying by the end of this one.
Yep, you're about to have all the feels from this episode. We're gonna try and make sure of it.
Yeah, too many feels or all the feels?
All of them and way too many. But what next? Do you actually? Why don't we bring it to our first ever Dakota pick?
Ooh, it's my
Dakota pick.
Yeah, what you got for us, Dakota?
Oh man, because all of them, the ones I got are. Spoiler. You know what? Let's go with I want to pick one that is super emotional for a sequence, and it's never throughout the whole game ever again, but it's Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater. What a thrill.
That's a great one.
Yeah. Just if no one's played the game, the song plays only during a sequence where you're going from point A to point B. But
if I remember, you're basically climbing a big ladder, and the song plays during the whole ladder climb.
I didn't want to say it was a ladder, just the sequence was safe.
Sequence. Well, they don't know why you're climbing the ladder. You're just climbing a ladder and this song plays.
I feel like it's definitely something emotional when Snake gets to go and. Like every other Metal Gear Solid game, that he's going through an adventure and then he gets to that one critical motion and that one part where just everything starts to come to realization like, oh, this is happening. Like, oh man, we're getting to the end of the game, so this is great.
Yes, and Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater, I believe, is technically the start of the series, yes? Timeline-wise?
Timeline,
you play
it's either 3 starting off, and there's one for the PSP as well, I believe.
Yeah, that's right. And in this game, you actually play as the person who trained Snake, his big boss, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This is Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater. The song's called What a Thrill, and it is composed by Norihiko Hibino.
Darkness and silence through the night. What a thrill searching and I'll melt into you. What a fear in my heart, but you're so supreme. I give my life, not for honor, but for you. In my time, there'll be no one else. Crime, it's the way I fly to you. I'm still in a dream, snake eater. Someday you go through the rain, and someday you'll feed on a tree frog. It's ordeal, the trial to survive for the day we see new light. I give my life, not for honor, but for you. In my time, there'll be no one else. Crime, it's the way I fly to you. I'm still in a dream, snake eater. I'm still in a dream, snake eater.
Oh man, that's it's one of the rare vocal tracks we've played on our podcast, but that song, man, it
True.
sticks with you.
It does, especially, I mean, like as Dakota says, like when you get to that point of the game and you know the song triggers, you're just like, whoa, holy crap, can I do that again?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, one of our friends, Zach, he loves Metal Gear Solid series. He plays it all the time, and I think he keeps a separate save of this game right before the climb, just whenever he wants to just do this part, do the sequence, and hear the song.
Can you blame him? Though?
He does.
Oh no.
I will say, actually, speaking of him again, he was the first guy who ever actually sat and watched play an entire playthrough of Metal Gear 3 and do it without killing anyone.
Metal Gear Solid games are, for those who are unaware of how the series works, you basically, it's kind of action, stealth,
It's a tactical espionage.
yeah, tactical espionage game. You can kill people, you can, tranquilize them, you can hide from them, you can hide in the brush once you're found. Really, really, really good story on all of these games. I don't want to go too into their story because I think everyone should get a chance to play them or at least find out the story on their own. But I'm going to replay the song and we'll go ahead and talk about it. So first off, I like how it opens up with that little dun 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 and this little thing right here.
And it's so definitely like 70s and 80s motif, you know.
Oh yeah. Like the Bond films.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was gonna say. It's very James Bond intro-esque. When I first heard this song, I was like, man, this could be a James Bond opening, 100%.
I mean,
007.
Like not only the lyrics, but like the way the singer sings the lines and delivers everything. She sounds like a James Bond singer. Like this sounds like Die Another Day. This sounds like GoldenEye.
It's 007 Snake Eater.
I mean, we could probably be said that Snake is loosely based off of Bond in a certain way. But these are the kind of lyrics that I am incapable of not singing during the song. Like, I was 100% singing these lyrics on mute. I will not acknowledge that. It's impossible for me
Yeah.
not to.
No, I mean it's just too catchy, and it's if you're a fan of the series, no matter which,
Oh yeah.
I mean you can play it throughout. You can go through every single game in the series, but like this one song will always be like
Oh yeah.
a milestone in the series.
Yeah, and I'll admit, personally, I haven't really played much of the Metal Gear Solid, but I have watched people play it many times. And even though I've never, like, done the adventure myself, I'm always hyped for this song, like, every time. And it's definitely one that I have, like, on my playlist, and I'm just like, I gotta hear Snake Eater today. It's one of those days.
Oh, time to play Snake Eater.
I'm feeling some Snake Eater right now.
Haven't ate my snake today. Time for Snake Eater.
Oh man, but I think this is a good. It's not quite the way the past few songs we've heard sound. It doesn't have. It doesn't quite have those somber, slow, melodic notes. Instead, it's kind of more driving, I would say.
Yeah, I kind of switched up the game from you guys from the first two.
I like that.
Oh yeah, we're always more welcoming to changes in the rhythm.
Yeah. Those trumpets are so Bond too.
It's just like, hey, hear those strings in that piano? Like, wait a second, hold my beer, Snake Eater's got this.
Snake Eater's got some trumpets up in here. It does still have piano and strings though, but trumpets are pretty heavy in this one. Also, I just gotta say, I love that little Snake Eater at the end.
Oh, man.
It always gives me a little...
The whisper.
Yeah, the little whisper Snake Eater. I always chuckle at that one. Oh, jeez.
All right. Well, I think at this point I'm going to go ahead and should I dip into one of my crowning three or something else?
I don't know. That was a good song. That was, I mean, we've only played 3 songs, but that's already my favorite of the episode.
Well, I think I'm going to play. Yeah, you know what? I'll play this one. This one's probably going to come as a surprise to you a little bit.
Okay.
But the song is called Never Forget, and it's from Halo 3.
Oh, this is a good one. I'm aware of this. I'm not a huge FPS fan, but I, much like Snake Eater, or much like Metal Gear Solid, I have seen the Halo games played. I also research music just because I like video game music. Surprise, surprise. And I'm well aware of this song. It's not one of my picks, but I enjoy this one.
Yeah, I really enjoyed, I wasn't super heavy into the Halo series, but I did enjoy my time playing the games. I know our friend Josh Fisher will probably be happy to hear a song from the game. So here we go with Never Forget from Halo 3 by Martin O'Donnell.
That's a really good one, Matt. As I said, I really do like that song a lot.
I personally forgot how good the Halo series music was. To be honest, it's been a long time since I played any of those games.
Oh yeah, yeah,
So long.
yeah. I
So
mean,
long.
a lot of people, it has this stigma of, FPSs are all just kind of party games where you
Call of Duty Shooter Man.
Yeah, but I mean, people forget that these games, they do have good story and they do have good music in them. Even because a lot of the focus is on multiplayer, where the music is kind of just in the background and you kind of forget it's there. The story mode, the stories do have well composed music, and this is definitely one of those.
It's true. I mean, this song actually doesn't play until I believe the end credits for Halo 3.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's very fitting song, especially with title and placement. I mean, never forget. I mean, when you go through the whole thing of it, because I believe in 3, that's like the first one where you could actually, that's the one where the elites broke off from the Covenant, I believe,
Yeah.
and that's where you had the Arbiter. You could play as the Arbiter.
Yeah.
And through his whole mission of just like well, I gotta help this guy out.
Yeah. It's been
for
so
the
long
betterment.
Yeah. It's definitely been a long time since I've played through the Halo games, so I definitely forget. I've forgotten a lot of what happens in this sequence, but I mean, the way you can describe it, and oh my god, this little piano coming in right here, these somber notes. I really like the way the composer did this piano notes. And the little Tweety bird noise in the background. Little kind of just forest sound.
Little Tweety birds.
Yeah, you're definitely going to hear a lot of strings and a lot of piano this episode, I think.
Oh yeah, I mean,
Yeah, those long
strings, piano, maybe flute.
Yeah. Those piano notes hold the sadness, and then the long strings bring in the somber feeling. This is a really good one, though. A very gentle rhythm to it.
I think this is our first FPS soundtrack that we've used, if I'm not mistaken.
Not sure. Possibly.
Well, technically, Metal Gear Solid can go third person to first person, so no.
You can make a good point. Metal Gear Solid is slightly FPS.
You're right.
Sorry.
I've misspoken.
All right, Matt. But I know how I'm going to follow this. Now, I don't want to spoil this because you haven't played this game. The game I'm going to play a song from is Undertale. Now, there's a lot of a really huge cult following to this game, and I know you personally have not played this. Now, I don't want to give any spoilers because I'm looking forward to playing this with you. It's the kind of game where the less you know about it, the better your experience is. Dakota, would you agree with
Of
that?
course.
Yes.
Yes, 100%. This game, I can just tell you, it is very, very well loved by the internet, and I personally feel it's justified. I'm going to play you a song that also plays at the end of the game. I'm not going to give any context because anyone who hasn't experienced why this song is what it is, if you know this song, it'll probably make you cry. If you don't know it, I don't want to spoil what this is. So I'm just going to play it. It's Undertale. The song is His Theme. And this is done by Toby Fox.
That's a really good song, and actually, I do remember listening to this one a little bit while because I have the whole soundtrack saved on my Spotify.
Hmm.
So I've come across this song, and it's very nice. It's to me, it's actually very pleasant to hear.
Oh man, all I'm gonna say is I really look forward to your blind playthrough of this because it's rough. It's rough.
Well, I imagine so, since I mean this is being played in the emotional
Yes.
song, but I mean, like, for me, it makes me think. It kind of makes me think of like snow.
Yeah, yeah. There is a place called Snowden Town, and that song is kind of styled similar to this one is. Now, this game, me and my friend Richard played through all in one night. It is a very short game. You can play through start to finish in about 3 hours, 3.5 hours, depending on how quickly you do some stuff. But there's 3 endings to it. The song only plays on one of the endings. And that's all I'm gonna say, but we got we got one ending the first night, and then my friend Richard came over the next night to get the secondary ending. We liked the game that much. We played it just straight on through, one night after night, and all I can say is the song hits you very hard. And where you said it is a little bit happy, there's some happy tones to why this happens, but it's mostly not. Dakota words?
I don't know. I have to agree with you. There's not a whole bunch of happy tones with this, and the song is definitely really sad with all the context that we know. And
Yeah.
Sorry, Matt, that you don't know, but
I'll find out soon enough.
All I can say to someone who's never played this game, either definitely play it or watch someone play it. It's a story that I think everyone should experience, and it's less of a game, and it's honestly just more of an experience. It's just something that I suggest to everyone because it is really very, very good.
great story, great music, great characters.
The whole game has really good music.
Yeah, it's perfect. Thanks, Toby Fox.
Thank you, Toby Fox. So, taking a deep breath, drying my eyes. Dakota, what do you got for us next?
Oh boy. Well, this next song that I'm gonna pick is coming from a game called Eternal Sonata.
Okay, one of my favorite games.
And do you have any idea what this game is, Matt? Or
Oh yeah, I know exactly what this game is.
all right, cool.
Yes.
So everyone's got context of probably what song I might be playing.
Well, I mean, when you say everyone's got context, you mean the 3 people on the podcast. So anyone who hasn't played the game, who's just listening to this, all I can say is when I first heard of this game, it didn't make any sense to me. Now, I did play the battle theme from this game, so I briefly described it, but if you haven't heard that episode, it is a JRPG where the main character is Frederick Chopin, the Polish composer. Which you say that, and someone's like, "Well, that is the most ludicrous thing I've ever heard." I just go play it. It's really good. Just go play it.
It's a fantastic
Just
game.
go play it.
Like, not only is the story good, it has one of the most fun combat systems I've ever played in a game.
I think it was really unique to me.
Yeah. But tell us what song this is, Dakota.
So this song is called Scrap and Build Ourselves, and this is the final boss music. This is the pretty much not the last song, but this is the final boss theme.
Yes.
And from, I guess, can I spoil it, I guess?
Well,
because there's a lot of stuff that happens for the final boss.
Yeah, I mean, there's like 3 final bosses to this, and this is the final boss.
Yeah. It was thinking how to describe it, I guess, was like you're about to finish the game, but your friend just came in front of you and said, "Hey, whoa, wait, we gotta change this." Like, no, no, this is not happening. And then the song plays, and it's just like, oh my god, I feel so much rage and sadness, and I don't know what to think anymore because I thought I was doing good.
Yeah. The game, this turns everything on its head to traditional RPG norms, where you've got your team, you go fight the final boss. This is great. You leveled up your people, and you defeated the big bad, and then the game's not over. you killed the big bad. What's gonna happen next? And you go through a room, and suddenly, it's something that happens. The game is not over. You have one final fight, and we're gonna play the song for that fight.
Yeah, alright, so this song is from Eternal Sonata called Scrap and Build Ourselves by Moto Sakuraba. Wow, look at that.
Yeah. This is an actually interesting one because it's both a final boss theme and a very emotional song. It's definitely a lot heavier than the songs we've heard so far.
Say double whammy.
I know how to pick them, apparently.
Yeah, good, very good pick. Dakota. Very good. I really enjoy this one. I mean, I don't enjoy it. In fact, I hate that this happens in the game. It's not good at all. But hey, it's a really good song, and it's very heavy and very emotional.
You just explained it's to enjoy it outside of the game, not in the game.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty much. As a song, I enjoy it. As a sequence and an event, I hate it. It's awful. I mean, the story's really good.
Yeah.
I like that. It's the kind of thing that you're just like, no, why? As it's happening.
Like, this is a really cool fight, but I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think when this happened, I actually paused the game and I took like a 2-hour break. I was just like, I can't do this right now. Like, I had to walk away.
Yeah, I'll agree with your decision there, Dakota.
Yeah, it was rough.
Yeah.
But one thing I really appreciate about the song, though, is just the collaboration of all the instruments going on, and just how violently it rises up and how it goes back down, and then quick goes back up and then goes back down.
Yeah, it's very chaotic. That's a good way to. That's the best way I can describe it. It's chaotic and hectic. One thing I really appreciate is, again, not going too much into why this is happening. I really like how the most driving instrument in this song is piano.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, for who it is, it fits.
Yeah, it definitely fits what's going on, and I really like this driving part right here. This is kind of like telling you have to do this. Just do it. And then the dread comes in.
Then the dread.
Yeah.
The dread.
Yeah, I mean, this song is a beautifully composed with all the different instruments. Like you're saying, the hectic up and downs.
It's a roller coaster of emotion for sure.
Yeah, because right there it did the thing where all the instruments just stop, and the piano is just all notes everywhere, and then everything else just picks up out of nowhere. It's just very well composed.
Still get shivers.
So many shivers.
At least I'm glad you guys understand what I went through. Because I'd probably be crying in a corner right now without you guys.
Yeah. All right, Matt. What do you got for us?
Well, let's see. Who did I pick this time?
See, it's fun. You don't get to play the Follow Me game for me, but I still get to play the Follow Me game for you. You're following Dakota this time. Although he's only got 3 songs, so after his 3, it's back to the back and forth for you and me.
Alright. So the next song that I have chosen is from Final Fantasy X.
Very emotional game. You could pick a lot of songs from this game.
Yeah.
It's true. And I actually have 2 songs from Final Fantasy X on the list. But the one that I've chosen to play is The Send, which plays during your first trip to, your arrival upon Kilika Island.
Yes. This is I honestly think this is one of the most important, scenes of the game, because, Titus, the main character, he's not really familiar with this world. He arrives in, the same world, but it might as well be a different world to him. And, he gets told all these things about this big, creature that kills everything. But this is the first time he truly sees the destruction. And this is when the main female lead performs the sending. And Matt, why don't you tell me what the sending's all about?
Well, I can tell you it's not us going on a trip.
It's someone going on a trip.
It's true. So the sending is a ritual that happens in Final Fantasy X when the souls of the living need to be guided to the afterlife. And, with the big bad that happens in Final Fantasy X, that's a common occurrence. So once you hit Kilika Island, it's right after this creature has just moved past it, and so many people died. So there's all this emotion.
Yeah.
And that's where the main female character Yuna performs the sending to send these departed souls to the far plane, which is their afterlife, their realm.
Yeah, and this whole cinematic, it's it's horrifying. You see all the destruction, but it's also very beautiful at the same time. It's awe-inspiring. I think would be a good word.
So, the sending from Final Fantasy X by Nobuo Uematsu.
another vocal one for this episode. If you can,
It
I mean,
is,
it is a somewhat a vocal song. That is, it's not necessarily actual lyrics. It's kind of it's a hymn, if you will.
That's
Yeah,
very
which
sweet.
actually plays several times throughout the entire game.
Yes.
Because I mean, it's called the Hymn of the Faith,
Yes.
and you hear it in the beginning. You hear it at each
Each temple.
of each temple, and each temple basically has their own variation of it.
Yes, and one thing I want to point out, each Final Fantasy game, the title always looks the same. It's always the word Final Fantasy, the number of the game in Roman numeral, and then they always have a backsplash of some sort of important moment from the game. And this is actually this moment depicted is the backsplash for Final Fantasy X.
Yes, yes, it is.
Yeah, let's hear that sweet, sweet song one more time.
Yeah. So it opens with this chant, this song that you've heard one or two times throughout the game. This very solemn chant that you, the player, don't really know the context behind, but for some reason you know this song is important. And I really like how it's got like this like ritualistic drums as like the leading rhythm.
Yeah, I mean, it's very calm. I mean, the drums come in. I mean, and yeah, like at that point, you know, yeah, in this whole little cutscene thing before, before the cutscene like truly happens, you know, you have Titus walking up, and it's just like, you know, so like, you know, what's going on, like, you know, what's the sending? Are we going somewhere? And it's just like, oh, dude, shut up.
It's like, yeah, that's not what you said. This is essentially a mass funeral, and it's very haunting. But it's like I said, it's haunting and beautiful at the same time. And the song,
Yeah, because I think at that point in the game, it also explains that only summoners are the ones who can perform the sending to send the souls on to the afterlife.
yes, and essentially the souls
So,
that
like-
aren't sent become, you know, twisted demons or monsters.
Yeah, they become corrupt. They can't, pass on, so they become monsters. Either that or a part of the big bad.
Well, I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm so glad we're not part of Ascending.
So I'm gonna go ahead and play a follow up to this song because I have something that just matches it perfectly. I'm gonna play you a song also from Final Fantasy. This is going to be from Final Fantasy VI, and this is one that will probably bring a tear to my eye and maybe anyone who's played 6. So one of the main characters in this game, his name is Locke. He's introduced as a treasure hunter, and everyone's like, "Oh no, you're a thief," and he vehemently says, "No, I'm a treasure hunter." And you don't really know a whole lot about his character until you go to this one town. All you know is that, you know, he's looking for treasure and he's very, like, strongly about protecting girls. And you're like, okay, that's just his character. He likes protecting people. You basically find out that he had a girlfriend, and him and his girlfriend were exploring for some treasure, and she fell down, and he was unable to save her, and she fell into a coma. And you meet this girl, and she's still in the coma, and you find out that this character Locke is basically he's a treasure hunter because he is searching out the power of the Phoenix to bring this girl back to life. And it's one of the saddest songs I've heard in the game.
Yeah.
The name of the song is Forever Rachel, and this is composed by Nobuo Uematsu. I will just go ahead and let this play for itself, or let the song speak for itself.
Just saying.
You're not crying. I'm crying.
No, I mean this is a very sad song that comes in during this point of the game. I mean, because yeah, it's like you said, when you first meet Locke, everyone's just like, that dude's he's no good thug. He's a thief. And then once you start to build off of that character, I mean, because there's a lot of characters in Final Fantasy VI.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot.
And one thing that I really enjoyed about the game is that they didn't skip out on good backstory for each of the characters.
Yeah. There is a good amount of characters, and all of them do have their own backstory. Locke is probably what could be considered one of the 2 or 3 main characters, so he does have a bit more than the rest of people. But everyone does have, their own big points in the game where they get to shine, or they have their own large scale story.
Yeah, but like you said with Locke, I'm glad that they chose him to be, to have this depth for his story.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and as I was kind of telling you the precursor to this song plays once he finally gets the power of the Phoenix. Something happens in the second half of the game and all the characters get separated, and you had Locke throughout the whole part of the game, and you don't get him as a returning character for, I would say, near the end of it, because he after everyone gets separated, he's going to complete that mission to find the Phoenix, and he does, and he brings it back to her, and this song starts playing, and it's honestly heart-wrenching because she comes back, but the Phoenix crystal is cracked and it doesn't have enough power anymore to keep her alive. So she uses what little life she has left in her to basically tell him it wasn't his fault and he always did his best and that he needs to try to move on with his life. And it's honestly one of the most emotional things I've seen in the game. And this song, as soon as this part happens, is when it's getting into the heart of the story, and it's rough.
Yeah, no doubt on that.
Though, for the very beginning of the song, the little music box intro, I like that.
Oh yeah. This little
Yeah, the music box is amazing.
Yeah, it's really well composed because she comes back to life during this sort of happy point, and then that as you're reading through, that really heavy part comes in, and that's where you find out that she's not gonna stay. And as I said, the name of the song is Forever Rachel. Hinting that Locke never moved on because Rachel's forever been in his mind. And the song's just rough.
Yeah.
He's a faithful guy, though.
Yeah,
you gotta
he
think
is.
about that, though.
Yeah, he is. He basically this set piece wraps up with her, saying that she knows she can't live, so she gives her life back to the Phoenix, so the Phoenix can go with you to help people. And it's too much for me. I cannot hear the song without getting emotional.
Nope, that's it. I'm done. See you later. Bye.
I gotta go.
Yeah.
This is one of those moments where I have to put down the controller. I'm like, I can't do this part because it's rough.
I'm not crying, you are.
See, there it is. A genuine, raw emotion.
And that song is rough. that whole point of the game is rough. It's like, wow, that's a nice heart you have. You mind if I punch it? Is it cool
Hey, you have a heart? Yeah. Dead.
if you have a slightly happier one, you could try to cheer people up, Matt.
Nah.
I don't know how you're gonna have a happy one in the emotional episode, but happiness is an emotion.
Pokemon Dungeon?
So,
Do you have a Pokemon Mystery Dungeon episode? Those ones are good. Those ones make me smile.
I do. There is a sad song from Pokemon Mystery Dungeon.
Nice.
Uh,
All right. Go ahead,
yeah,
let us-
Pokemon Mystery Dungeon's got it all. It's got it all.
Hey, I've been pleased with everyone you've played, but enough sidetrack. Tell us what you got.
All right, so here we go. My next choice is my Castlevania pick for this episode,
Okay.
and it is actually from Castlevania: Lords of Shadow.
Mm.
A lot of good emotional beats in this one.
There is. So this one, this song title is Marie, which is the name of Gabriel's wife.
She's not around for a large amount of this game. Suffice it to say.
No, no, not a lot. But I mean, as a whole throughout the series, I mean, she plays a very big part.
She's plot and story.
Do you want to go a little bit more?
So
Yeah.
actually, no, I'm gonna go ahead and let the song play, and then I'll talk a little bit about it. So this is Marie from Castlevania: Lords of Shadow by Oscar Araujo.
That was a good one, Matt. It's a good pick from Lords of Shadow.
Super down with the symphony-esque tone.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean, Lord Shadow actually has a really good soundtrack, and it also has probably an equal amount of people that look down on the game, and I have to say, shame.
Yeah, it is a very controversial game. I think that's because people were familiar with a certain way Castlevanias were, and this game kind of changed the rhythm on that, and people weren't necessarily happy with that. But that's why I don't always hold too much stock in people's opinion on games. I would rather play them for myself or seen them played at least before I make my own opinion on them.
Exactly. Now I will say that sometimes the controls in Lords of Shadow got a little janky, but overall I enjoyed the story of the entire game. But this song, I mean, you hear it a few times, especially it's mostly in scenes where Gabriel's wife shows up. The part that really comes in is at the, spoilers, the end of the game.
Yeah.
Because as you go through as you play through the game, you're trying to find, the person who murdered your wife, and through a turn of events, you actually find out it was yourself.
Yeah.
Who did it
It's pretty rough.
as you were. Due to Satan's plot to try to take over the world.
As
usual.
As you do. As Satan is wont to
So
do.
basically, as Satan is wont to do, but so anyway, like at the end of the game, you defeat Satan, and you see you see your wife, like you see her like as she's like ascending, and Gabriel's line is just like, "Please don't go. Stay here with me." And she just looks at him and says, "I can't."
Yeah.
and like this is the song that plays during that.
A lot of
So it's
without context, a lot of these games, these emotional songs, I mean, what's more emotional than someone you care about dying? That being said, a lot of these songs have to do with someone you greatly care about throughout the game moving on in some way, shape, or form. And I really like this part of the song, speaking back to the music rather than what's going on. It kind of is ascending right here, and there's just a very, very slight, almost angelic chanting. Not quite. You don't hear words, but there is like almost a vocal presence there.
mm-hmm.
And I like how this sort of violin is building in the background. It's both somber and yet kind of gives a feeling of moving on, if that makes sense.
Yeah. However, we all know people who played Lords of Shadow 2 realize that he did not move on too well.
No, he did not. But that's kind of changed the rhythm a little bit. Dakota, you've got a song for us, yeah?
Oh boy, I cannot stop getting away from battle themes. Battle themes are just a...
I really like it. I personally didn't pick any battle themes myself, but the ones that you've presented us so far, they're really big emotional points to the game where you fight someone, and I didn't even think about that.
Thank you. Anyways, well, so this next song and the last one that I picked for this podcast is from Tales of Symphonia, and everyone's played Tales of Symphonia pretty much.
Symphonia, if you've played the Tales of Game series, you've probably played Symphonia. It's definitely the most well-known of the series. But personally speaking, the Tales of series is, I would say, if I had to name my favorite series, it's like top 3. I love the Tales series.
Yeah, I'll agree with you on that one. Top 3. Matt, do you have any questions about Tales of Symphonia?
Well, I mean, I enjoy Tales of Symphonia. I've never owned any of the Tales games, but hanging out with Derek through high school and stuff, that's basically where my introduction to the Tales series came in. So yeah, so I got to play it. I got to play with him, and all I can say is like, man, I missed out on some good stuff before then.
Yeah, you've probably never heard this song. Or if you did, it may have just been once, so more or less you've probably never heard the song.
Yeah.
Probably. But then again, I mean, as often as you listen to video game music, I'm pretty sure it might just spark a memory.
Yeah, everything comes under your radar somehow. So basically, the gist of when the song starts playing is mostly every Tales of game, you get a big group of people. I guess not a real big group, maybe
Usually
like
about
8.
Yeah. Same
Get about a group of 8, and you go on an adventure to fulfill what quest, to save the world or save a person or whatever. And this song plays specifically in a battle when one of your allies turns against you, since he's with the opposing side pretty much. And the song plays, and it's just kind of like that backstab moment, and you're like, oh, I thought you were really cool, and now you did this to me. I don't know what to feel anymore. What am I going to do?
Yeah. This, along with the last song you played, is like a reluctant battle theme.
Hey man,
They work really well.
They made me feel emotional as a kid when I played, so I figured, hey, this is perfect, kind of. So the name of the song is "Beat the Angel" from Tales of Symphonia,
composed by also the same composer as Eternal Sonata, Motoi Sakuraba.
you guys, maybe while you were listening to it, you heard like this little bell going off.
Yeah.
I gotta admit, that's my favorite of the song.
Oh yeah. Oh, I love it. I love it.
Yeah, the chimes of it are very nice.
Yes.
Yes. This is one of my favorite songs from the whole game. And as you heard from the title, the name is "Beat the Angel." And I really love how they took that angelic rhythm and made it bells, like church bells. And I love the rhythm of this song. The bells are so prominent in this thing. I really enjoy the song. And as Dakota was saying, this point of the game is when one of your most trusted allies basically betrays you, and you're like, what's going on? My first time I played through this game, I didn't know how long Tales of games were, and any person who plays this, you kind of like this first point, you feel like this is the end of the game. Because you've completed all the quests, you're going to the final place, what's supposed to be the end of the journey, and a sequence of events happens, and you realize, whoa, I'm nowhere near done with this. Yeah. When in actuality, this is maybe a third through the game, and I my first time was like, oh, I'm about to finish this game. No. Some crazy stuff happened, that's all I can say.
I really enjoy when a game does that to you, though.
Yeah, where it does the whole, no, you're not done with this, you've got a lot more to do.
Oh, yeah.
I appreciate that a lot.
Yeah, I always do. And this is such a good battle theme. I appreciate this song so much. Like the way it's composed. Motoi Sakuraba is probably one of my favorite composers. I love the work. Matt, what are your feelings on the song itself?
Well, I will say that this is definitely a song that I don't really remember this one.
Yeah.
So my impression off of it is, I mean, to me it sounds like it's a battle of desperation.
Yeah, that's a very good way of putting it. The first time you hear this, it's actually one of the ever-popular forced loss fights that happen in RPGs. Technically, you can win this fight, but you aren't expected to, and it's extremely likely you lose it. And it kind of pops in, and like we were saying, it's one of your allies betrays you, and you fight them, and they absolutely destroy your whole party. And the song is playing. The game basically gets turned up on its head. But your song was kind of about a big game moment, a big pivotal point to the story where you thought the game was going to be over. The song I'm going to play is from Dark Cloud 2.
Ooh, why Dark Cloud 2?
This game has a lot of big important emotional moments. This one in particular I'm going to play is the Garden of Memories. This song plays kind of in between chapters. It plays in the overworld of the final chapter. A lot of story points happen at this point. I don't want to go too much into it, just because it would take a long time to explain it. But basically, you fight who is the final boss, the person wreaking all the havoc, and the fight doesn't go so well for you, so you run away, and then you come back, and you spend some time rebuilding this giant garden that was outside of his castle, so you can essentially remind him, this villain, of what they're doing, and it's a really big point in the game. And I really like the sound of the Garden of Memories. Matt, you're familiar with this, correct?
I am, yeah. Well, I will say, when I was first introduced to the Big Bad, I was just like, why he a bunny?
Why he bunny?
Yeah. The Big Bad is in fact a bunny, and
then that bunny don't play.
No. But I'm just gonna get into the song, and then we'll talk about how the song makes us feel. This is Dark Cloud 2, Garden of Memories, composed by Tomohito Nishiura.
It's a very somber song, man. I mean, like I said, I mean, you're going around, you're basically rebuilding this area to essentially like to rebuild this dude's memories,
Yeah.
so that you can be like, hey, you remember this good stuff? You should stop being a douche.
Remember this nice stuff? Remember this?
No, no.
So Dakota, you've never played this game, have you?
I never got too in depth into the Dark Cloud series, the first one or the second, and it's a shame. I know they're terrific games, and they've never made a third or a fourth, correct?
They have not.
No.
So speaking of just the music, we'll let that play. What are your thoughts as the song is playing?
For something called the Garden of Memories, I can kind of get a gist of an idea of why it's so somber and sad and kind of just a little I don't know, dark.
Yeah. It's interesting because like the music to me, it conveys really heavy feelings, but there's also definitely you can hear that there's some happiness in there. It might be dark, but it's also pretty. It's kind of light.
It's dark happy.
It's dark happy, right, Matt?
Dark happy.
Yeah. Darky. Dappy.
It's dappy.
It's dappy. I really like the strings and the piano. And the strings and piano have been so heavy this episode.
What's wrong with this?
It's emotional. It's the emotional episode. But this is, I really like, because this song has multiple different versions of it. It's got the one that just plays on the overworld. It's got the one. This is the version that plays when kind of the story parts are being explained, and you both like rekindle the happiness in this character's life, but you also yourself get to see what turned this character evil, and it's a really good part of the game, I think.
Yeah, I know we've said it before too, because we've played songs from this game already. But you should really check it out. I mean, you do not have to play Dark Cloud 1 at all. You can just play Dark Cloud 2 and you're set.
Yeah, it's not like a sequel. It is Dark Cloud 2 is a standalone game from 1. It's definitely one I suggest people check out. It's a lot of fun, really interesting weapon upgrade system, really interesting story behind it too.
You got it, boss man.
Going back to the world of Okami.
I love me some Okami.
Yeah, there was actually a couple of points in the game that I could have picked. But the song that I picked from Okami this time was Kaguya's Departure.
Ah, okay. Tell us a little bit about about that name.
Well, it's a Japanese folktale of Princess Kaguya, who was found in a bamboo garden and raised, because she was considered an orphan. Then later you find out that she is actually from the moon,
All right, very interesting.
and Okami took a very nice rendition. They came up with their own very pretty neat rendition of that folk tale. Still starting off the same. Yeah, she was found in like a bamboo field, raised by an old man named Mr. Bamboo. He makes bamboo stuff.
Wow, that's
Miss, Mr. Bamboo.
I wonder which came first, the name or the career.
Or the man.
The name or the man.
The plant or the man. But yeah, so anyway, she actually ended up being captured and held as a prisoner in the capital. This was during the time where a lot of corruption was happening in the capital, and once you come across her and you help free her, there's like a side story that you do where you go back to her village, and Mr. Bamboo's just like, "Oh God, you're here! Thank God! Missed you so much." But she's like, "I can't stay. I've learned stuff on my journey," and that's when you end up going to the bamboo fields that is actually behind the Sparrow Clan's inn, and there's like a big opening in the field where there's like this symbol that's like basically on the ground, and you've been there. This is probably like your third or fourth time being there, and you're like, I don't know what this symbol means. This is something later. Well, it turns out it's part of this story where actually there is a rocket ship that is shaped like a bamboo stalk there, and she hops in. She's like, going to the moon. See you later.
Wow.
That's quite it's quite the adventure you just took us on.
Oh yeah, it's a fun part of the game. I mean, it's like as I've told you before, Okami's like in my top 5 video games. So this is Kaguya's Departure from Okami by Ray Kondo.
There's another very somber song.
I mean, it is a sad point in the story, because I mean, she's leaving to find out where she came from, and where most if yeah most of her life, she's been raised by Mr. Bamboo.
Yeah.
So she only knows him as her dad, and it's a sad little moment to see her leave. But he's like, I understand you got to do what you got to.
No, Dakota. As soon as this started, you were feeling it.
I was feeling it.
I can say, as soon as it started, you were like, ooh.
I'm pretty much a weeb. I love a whole bunch of the Oriental
Lore.
culture and lore. Yes.
Okami's a beautiful game.
Yeah. I played it when it was on the GameCube when it first came out.
Yeah.
And then I haven't played any of the remakes.
Calling you out there. It came out on the PS2.
Oh, it did?
That's right.
Was it ever on the GameCube?
I don't remember.
No, but they did put it out on the Wii.
That's right.
I probably played it on the Wii then.
Yeah. But this song, I mean, I love the art direction consistently. I mean, Matt, you've played us an Okami song almost every episode, and I just love the way Ray Kondo does like the Asiatic feel without making it sound like always the same. And this is a nice somber take on that feeling. I really like that little, I don't know if it's like a piccolo or a flute, the doo-doo-doo.
That, I believe, is a flute.
Yes.
It's recorded.
It's secretly recorded. Yeah, it's
No. It's not a recorder, because anyone who plays a recorder cannot resist the urge to just play hot cross buns.
it's true.
They can't play anything else. It's the curse of the recorder.
Yeah. But I really, its sound is so pretty. I don't know what to say about it other than it's really beautiful and it sounds just really good.
I think it's a little more upbeat than the rest of the songs you guys have been playing. That's for sure.
Yeah. It is a.
Oh no, I mean, yeah, you're not wrong.
Tranquil.
Yeah. It's but it still does. I mean, it still does have that heavy feeling to it.
But it's less heavy than the rest
Yeah.
of the songs.
It's definitely not. I mean, it's definitely not gonna punch you in your heart like Forever Rachel does. That's for certain. But that was a really good one, Matt. I like that.
Yay!
So going with the name Kaguya's Departure, I'm gonna play a song from Kirby Superstar.
Oh snap!
Yeah. Now Kirby Superstar has multiple different game modes. The song I'm gonna play for you is actually one of the credit songs. This plays at the end of the Meta Knight adventure. It is it's the credits to the Meta Knight's Revenge sequence, and this song plays basically Kirby takes down the Halberd, which is Meta Knight's ship. He beats Meta Knight, and he sprints out, jumps out off the ship, and lands on a hill. And the song plays as you see the Halberd basically exploding and crashing into the ocean, and it's basically Kirby sitting on the top of a hill, and the ship is going down into the lake, and it's dusk and the sun's setting, and it's very orange tone. And this song is really kind of it's like a somber groove almost.
Somber groove.
Yes. Are you familiar with this song, Matt?
No, I am not, because I never actually got to play a lot of the Kirby games.
All right. Well, we'll just get into the song, and I'll let you hear it and tell me what you think afterwards. All right.
All right.
This is from Kirby Superstar. This is the credits or credit roll sequence for the Meta Knight Revenge. This is composed by Jun Ishikawa.
I actually thought it was a pretty good song. I mean, for you, I mean, it's the ending credits song, but I mean, it's like I feel bad. I actually feel a little bad for Meta Knight because it's just like my ship.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. It's I mean, it's an interesting take on emotional, but you finish this part of the story, and as I said, his ship is going down, and this like just amazing groove starts up as you see just the ship flying down, and Kirby's looking over like the sunset, and basically, as I said, melancholic groove is the only way I can describe this song.
So, the tones and everything playing, kind of remind me of like a weird, like older Western, and then also just like really low tones, like 70s, 80s kind of jazz. It's weird.
Yeah, it's definitely jazzy and groovy, but it does still have that kind of like sad sound to it. But it's definitely not as like heart-wrenching sad as some of the other songs we've played.
Yeah, very much so. I mean, this one compared to the other ones that we played this episode is definitely.
I wanted to bring some happiness into this episode, but
okay.
I wouldn't quite say it's a happy song, but it's definitely not quite as somber as some of the others.
Says the guy who played like 3 of the saddest songs.
Yeah. But I love the way this song sounds. That trumpet is just it's groovy.
Yeah, the trumpet sounds pretty good. I mean, I know you said that it's not actually a happy song, but I mean, I guess it is for Kirby.
I mean, yeah.
He's like, yeah, hit me, I did it.
Yeah, this song basically, as I said, it plays as it's the staff roll for one of the parts of the game, and the song continues as Kirby just rides out into the sunset, and it definitely has that like, story coming to the close, end of the day, end of the adventure feel to it. It's not the end of the game. As the box tells you, it's 8 games in 1, and this isn't the final one. This is the second to final one. But I really like the song and just the groove that goes with it. If you were to...
Yeah, it's a nice groove.
Yeah. And I think if you were to take out that rhythm that's behind the trumpet, I think it would sound a lot less sad. Because this right here isn't too somber. It's kind of nice. But we get into this other groove here. With this play. And then that trumpet comes back. That it does have that Western feel that Dakota was mentioning.
Yeah, it's pretty spicy.
It's a pretty spicy rhythm. I like it. I like it a lot.
I can just imagine, like, in the background, I can hear, like, 2 guys doing a duel right now, and just be like,
yeah. Or this would be, like, the aftermath of the duel.
Yeah.
Like, right after the duel just happened and one of the guys goes down.
Yeah, there you go, quick draw.
Yeah. It's got that, like I said, it's got that, like, that real groovy Western almost rhythm, but it definitely feels sad. I like it. I like it a lot, though.
Yeah.
It's so groovy. There's no reason for it to be that groovy.
It's a Kirby game, man.
Right?
Well, you know what? I gotta keep with tradition here.
Pokemon? Yeah.
Pokemon. Derek, my next song is from Pokemon Black and White.
Oh, Pokemon Black and White. I'm very fond of both these games. Honestly, probably one of my favorite stories in the Pokemon series.
Yeah, it's very good, especially from everything that happened before. Because I'll say, I enjoyed the storyline of Black and White a whole lot more than Diamond and Pearl.
Yeah. Black and White was a very interesting change. But what song from Black and White? I'll admit it's been quite some time since I've played either game in the series, so I'm not overly familiar with the musics or what happened and what song you might pick from that.
Pretty sure.
Well, the song I picked from Pokemon Black and White is Ends Farewell.
Ooh,
Is that what you were gonna say?
no.
What was your guess? What were you gonna say?
I was just gonna say, it's been a while for Black and White because we're probably all playing Sword and Shield at the moment.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Yeah.
Black
Yeah.
and White's really good though. Black and White has some of my favorite Pokemon.
Black and White's got my favorite villain, actually.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's also got Geddes' theme.
Gertis. Gertis.
Those slap sounds. But tell us a little bit about Ends Farewell, Matt.
Well, Ends Farewell plays basically, it's, once you finally defeat N at the end of the game, and, he realizes that, his ideals aren't, what's best for, like, the world and, the Pokemon that live in it.
Yeah.
So he's just like, well, I got some soul searching to truly do, so I'm a peace out, and I'm just gonna I got to do like some spirit walking with Pokemon right quick. See you later,
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah, I really like N as a character. He is quote unquote the villain of the game, but by no means is he like a villain. I wouldn't say.
Oh, I would say I wouldn't even call him like a villain as much as Geddes is.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, he's he's definitely an extremist, and he has some very big ideals that doesn't line up with most of the world, and he is gonna do what he wants to do to fulfill these ideals. And
It's true.
he is a villain in that sense, but his ideals aren't of villainy. They are not villainous by nature.
No. No. So here we'll go ahead and get into the song. So this is Ends Farewell from Pokemon Black and White by Junichi Masuda.
So I think I might have to give most beautiful song of the episode to that one.
Look at me.
That was just an emotional journey.
And I also found out I hate pianos.
Yeah. As I said, pianos are all throughout this episode, and I mean, this song is only pianos, and it's like a dual piano.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
But it also, for the piano to succeed too, I think it's one of the only instruments that doesn't need any lyrics to make something sad or emotional.
Oh yeah.
While everything else, you can make it sound sombering and emotional, but it takes a little more effort to make it more emotional than a piano would.
Yeah, piano is definitely one of the most expressive instruments there are. Personally speaking, I think so.
Well, I don't play piano. So.
Yeah, but I don't play piano myself, but I greatly appreciate good piano when I hear it.
Oh, definitely.
And this song exemplifies good piano. It's just beautiful, I think. What's your favorite song part of the song, Matt?
I mean, I don't know if I have a particular favorite one part of the song. Just because I just get like, I just get I fully enjoy just the entirety of it.
Yeah. I really like that part a little back there where it swells, and I like this here where it was, two pianos the whole time, and one of them kind of drops out for a little bit, and that's just this little gentle singular piano rhythm coming. And it kind of the second one comes back for a little bit.
It's very elegant.
Yeah. You can that's like Dakota was saying, how the piano can really just express a feeling without lyrics. This even sounds like a farewell. Like, if I didn't know this song was like about someone saying goodbye, I would think that just from hearing the piano.
Yeah. I mean, because again, I mean, somber songs, I mean, farewells, I mean, pianos are, like you said, probably like going to be one of the most expressional instrument that you can use for it.
Yeah.
Because I mean, with the piano, you can get something serious across, you can get something sad across, like happy.
Yeah, absolutely. There's that swell again.
I can't tell if I'm a man for holding it in or not letting it go.
Right? let the tears happen this episode, folks. This ending too. It's just such a very nice song. It's very pretty. Well, Matt, I really liked End's Farewell. That being said, it was a great close for you. I want to say farewell to everyone who listened this episode. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you
thanks
very
for
much.
sharing and dealing with our emotional songs. Hopefully you're not crying too much.
Yeah, this was a pretty heavy episode, but I mean, emotional songs, they're just as important as those battle themes or those dungeon themes, and I would argue that they're the most important parts of the game. So,
yeah.
Yeah, so again, we want to thank everyone for listening. Thank you so much. We really appreciate it. The audio is on great podcasting websites like Spotify, Podcast Addict, you name it. And the video goes up onto YouTube with the annotations of the songs and the titles, if you want to see those. If you have other people who love video game music, be sure to share this. We love hearing from you guys, so definitely tell us what your favorite is.
Thank you so much for having me on the show for this podcast,
Yeah.
and maybe I'll be on some more.
I would like to thank Dakota for joining us on this episode and giving us some of his favorite video game picks.
Oh,
Yeah.
thanks, Matt. It was fun being with you guys tonight.
Yes, absolutely. We'd love to have you on some future episodes. I enjoyed your picks. Again, anyone who, if you've got your favorite point for a game, a favorite emotional sequence, tell us about it. I love hearing them, and we'll put them on the next one. But yeah, that being said, we're gonna close it out here with my all-time favorite game, Final Fantasy Tactics, composed by Hitoshi Sakimoto. And this song is Hero's Story, or Hero's Theme. Thank you all for listening. We'll see you in the next one.